My name is Przemysław Witaszczyk and I'm a research fellow at the Jagiellonian University Computer Games Division, Computer Game Development Division. Our main aim is to teach people how to do good computer games, which they can later present here. And our first speaker will be Paweł Mogiła, who is a PhD student in our institute, and he will tell us about some interesting piece of information. Please.
Hello everyone, my name is Paweł Mogiła and I'm PhD student at Jagiellonian University. I'm also indie game developer and I created a game called Grimine, which is a 2D physics-based platformer, horror platformer, which was also released on Steam this year. But not about this today. Today I would like to talk about Urho 3D, which is cross-platform rendering and game engine. And first question is to you, have you ever heard about this engine before? Please raise your hands up. Nobody. So that's bad, and we need to change that. That's what I am talking this presentation. So first of all, you might be curious what that Urho mean. Urho is a Finnish word and means hero or brave fighter. The creator of Urho is from Finland, so that's why it might sound so weird. So what is Urho 3D? Urho 3D is a light cross-platform rendering and game engine implemented in C++ and released under MIT license. So basically you can grab the code, modify it, and use in your commercial projects. So it's a very liberal license. Let's talk about Urho 3D limitations. Urho 3D is not yet a complete out-of-box toolkit for community games, so something you need to write by yourself, yeah, like shaders or custom components, and is not as polished as Unity, which is obvious because Unity probably has more than 100 employees, and Urho 3D is created by one creator and so few contributors. So Urho 3D runs on Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS, and even somebody ported it on Raspberry Pi. It's very easy to compile using CMake build system. And what I really like about Urho 3D is that it has great community. When you have some problem and if you post some bug or issue on GitHub, it is usually fixed in a few hours. It's totally free and open source game engine, I'll say before, and you can switch between OpenGL and DirectX rendering. You can create also games in free programming languages, and here is a little quiz for you. I have 3 pieces of code which makes the same thing, but these are different programming languages. Could you guess what this is? What programming language is this? This is Lua. And this one? Okay, and this one? This is simple. This is C++, and this is AngelScript. Okay, so you can create applications in 3 ways: in C++, Lua script, and AngelScript. Personally, I like the last one because it's similar to C++, but you don't need to compile for source code if you make some changes, because it's a scripting language. So Urho 3D has support for dynamic shadows and lights, directional, spot, and point. You can design particle effects in Urho 3D editor. You can import your models, scenes, and animation from Collada. So you can create, for example, some model and animation in Blender and then export it to Collada, then import it into Urho 3D. Urho 3D also has support for skeletal animation and morphs. Urho 3D comes with pre-built post-process effects like blur, bloom, HDR. Urho 3D supports also level of detail, And you can save and load your binary scenes and in XML. And it saves everything, so you don't need to bother yourself with making save and load functions for your game, because it's already done. Recently there was added 2D support for 2D games, and also Uriho 3D can simulate rigid bodies and joints. If you create a 3D game, then it's simulated by ballet physics, and if you create 2D game, then it's simulated with box 2D. Of course, you can read input from keyboard, mouse, joystick, and touch on mobiles. There is also automatic navigation mesh generation, and Uriho 3D can find the path. There is pathfinding implemented, which is great base for your AI systems. Also great feature is networking, because Uriho can replicate the scenes between server and clients. So you can achieve multiplayer game mode in just few lines of code. There are, of course, 2D and 3D sounds, two-type fonts, graphical user interface, and what I really like about Uriho is that it has very clear design and component-based scene model. And Uriho 3D has one of the prettiest source codes I have ever seen. Now I will show you some video from Uriho 3D samples. Here we have some basic scene with rotated cubes. This is one of the first samples. Here we have some skeleton animations exported from Blender. Some scene with lights, and also you can see in the air some smoke billboards. Here is render to texture feature represented. Basically, there are two scenes. One of them is rendered normally, and the second scene is rendered on the plane, on the screen. Physics. More physics. Here is the sample which shows how to switch between animated models and ragdoll. So each time the character gets hit, it falls differently. Here is navigation mesh, dynamic generation, and also pathfinding. You can see here the debug render of the navigation mesh, which is created in real time. Some water reflections and refractions, also water shader, and the terrain. To the particle effects designed in Uriho 3D editor. And here is a project I'm working on now. You can see here some graphical user interface, which also works with gamepad, but is in alpha state, very alpha. And here is the same scene in Uriho 3D editor. You can manipulate objects, rotate, translate, add new components, and you can investigate node scene hierarchy. It's a great way to design your scenes for your games. Okay, to sum up, I would like to tell you that Urho 3D is fast-growing, free, open source game engine with great features you need to check out. And I hope to see you on Urho 3D GitHub page. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for the attention that you paid to Paweł's presentation. I hope you will give a chance to this interesting piece of information, especially it's free and totally open source, so it's a chance for smaller groups to develop interesting projects. Okay, the next team, our guests in Krakow, they come from Łódź Polytechnic and will also tell us about the efforts in Poland to foster game development education in academic facilities. Please, stage is yours.
So, welcome everyone. My name is Sławek. On my right there's Adam and Luke. We are students from Łódź University of Technology, and seeing our fancy layout on our presentation, you probably think that we are going to advertise our university, but that's a bullshit. We are going to tell you something about us, something about what we are going to do during our studies, and what's the final form when we are graduating. So, our presentation will consist of 3 parts, in which the first one we will tell something about the program of our studies, about the basic one, and about a special program founded by the European Union. In the second one, we will try to talk about Students' Association and the projects we can take part of. And in the last one, we will take a little brief review of a big project led by a group of students in our association. So, going to the first part, game dev studies. In our faculty, you can study IT for 11 semesters, which consists of first and second degree, in which in the first one you can choose a specialization which is called Technology of Video Games and Computer Simulations, where the program of the basic studies IT is extended by secondary subjects covering game creations. Okay, what we are learning? First of all, programming. So, the systems of game engines. Also, the basics of game engine architecture, about the game object, about rendering on the graphics card. For graphics, those who want to create the best content, they will choose graphic specializations and create 3D models, or secondary, the 2D models or concepts. Designing also. Character design, level design, plot design, there are also subjects. For game productions, we have team management and also project management, and also whatever we want to, because we can also attend special projects.
Ordered specialization is a project funded by the European Union. We can learn game development from the first year of our studies. The best students can choose one of 4 specializations. One of them is, of course, game development. And it actually doesn't change the main program of our studies. It just adds a lot of hours of courses to it that covers all aspects of game development. So we have opportunity to get some new skills, and additionally we can participate in many projects in teams of 10 people.
So, collaborative computer games development. It is an annual game contest in which students in group of 6 have to prototype and develop a game, and they have 15 weeks to do that. After then, they are judged by professionals from Polish game dev industry. It is the biggest contest in our university, and right now we would like to show a short video about that contest. And if we could please show the video.
Okay, so in the second part we will tell something about student association, which in our opinion is the best way to extend our knowledge about game development and also gain experience by creating our own projects. Okay, so in the first project, which is called Game Dev Workshops, led by students for everyone, not required any skills, everyone can join and participate, is created to broaden our knowledge about game development and share our experience which we gained by practices in our game industry in our country. Also, we can offer special meetings with people from companies if there is any opportunity.
Digital Night Studio is another project at our Students Association. The whole idea was inspired by it was inspired by game jams and a game a week events. I can easily call it a game a semester because we help our students to create games in the time of one semester. At the moment we are working with Unity, but we are trying new technologies, also new gadgets and cutting-edge technologies. We share ideas and share our experiences. It's a great community for future game developers.
And for the last part of the presentation, we would like to talk about project Memory of Soul, developed by Shadow Cube Group, which is mostly consisting of students from our university, with a collaboration with a graphics section from a student association. The game is an action RPG with elements from detective adventure games in a fantasy setting. And in seconds we'll show you the first renders from our upcoming teaser. So maybe, yes. And this main character, Meira, she's a detective, and as a player you have to solve a mystery death case, which leads to a deeper intrigue, which is connected with Cold War between two nations of the Memories of Soul world. And this is the end of our presentation. And in the earlier stage, we didn't mention that the collaborative computer games development is creating technology totally from scratch. So we are basing on XNA framework, and we have to create all the content and all the engine and the editor tools for that. And are there any questions?
I think that was quite inspiring presentation showing how the situation of game development teaching at the Polish universities changed. In the year of 2008, when we started at the Jagiellonian University, the European Game Academy, it was the first school, higher school, devoted to teach people how to create computer games. And since then, after 7 years, we see that we have many such places in Poland. So the Łódź Polytechnic is a very nice example. I'm truly inspired by what I've seen here. There is also, apart from, of course, Jagiellonian University, which is my school, there is also Academy of Mining and Metallurgy in Krakow. They also teach how to do computer games. And there is also one polytechnic in the north of Poland, in the city of Gdańsk, very beautiful city. And also some other places in Poland. So I encourage everyone who is interested in the state of the game development research and teaching in Poland to contact me later, and I can tell you some interesting things. Also, we are, of course, open to collaboration. And now the final team will be the group of students from my university. Come on, guys. They will tell you about a little bit about the Scientific Students Association in my institute, and also they will show you the project that they were working on for the last half of a year. Please.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jacek Sołtys, and together with my friends, we're here to present our game project. At the beginning of this presentation, I would like to thank to the organizers for possibility to speak at Digital Dragons. We are a group of students at Faculty of Physics, Astronomy and Applied Computer Science of the Jagiellonian University. Our specialization is video game production. We're glad to be here to present our project, which was fully created during workshops at the university. Games, of course, are our main interest and passion, but except playing games, we like to create them. While the study at Jagiellonian University, we had opportunity to participate in many workshops such as game programming, animation, 3D modeling, texturing, and many more. That's actually how our group has met. If you don't mind, I would like to introduce our team. There are 5 people in the team, but one is missing. The whole team is divided into two groups, graphic designers and programmers. Our main 3D designer and animator is Marek Wojtyna. The person who helps him in 3D modeling and 2D graphic is Marcin Kulik. And there are 3 programmers. Person who's responsible for music in the game, Jakub Podczerwiński. Jacob Zwinel, our programmer and level designer. And there's me. For those who don't remember my name, I'm Jacek Sołtys, and I'm also a programmer. We're all met at game programming workshops. At the very beginning, we didn't even know each other. Our history started like a couple months ago. And then during the workshops, we came up with idea to create a game, to create a team and then create a game. While we created, after creating a team, and when our idea came true, we faced many problems. Some of them were very easy. Some of them were simple, like we didn't even know what kind of game we want to do. We didn't have space to work. We didn't have hardware and software available. The person who helped us a lot was our academic teacher, Przemysław Witaszczyk. He offered us his help and experience. He also offered us to join to the Game Dev Student Association. Game Dev Student Association is a students organizations that brings together people interested in creating games. When we had already gained what we needed, we started working on a project which we called Abyssal. Because what I would like to add, because of flexible form of study and we were able to develop our project during the workshops and use this project to score the classes. Of course, as everybody knows, good team and idea is not everything what we need to create a game. We also decided we know that making video games takes a lot of work, time, money, and many other resources. So that's why we decided to use a game engine for our project. From many game engines available on the market, we choose Unity. Currently, it is one of the most advanced and powerful game engine in the market. everybody has probably heard about Unity, so I don't want to explain this in details. Using game engine let us to save a lot of work and time during our work. What we also needed was software for 3D modeling, animation, and 2D graphics. Some graphics, of course, were made using freeware, but for more advanced ones, we used 3ds Max and Photoshop. And again, our university came across to our needs, providing software we needed. Now my friend Kuba is going to tell you something more about our game, the story, and
Okay. Hello. Thank you, Jacek. As you can heard, I'm Jakub Podczerwiński, and from now on I will lead this presentation. So, let me step to the most important point of this presentation, namely our game. We titled our game as Abyssal, which is reminiscence of the cold depth of the ocean and even the darkened void of the human twisted mind. We'd like to call our game as riddle horror FPS. It is strongly influenced by H.P. Lovecraft's Call of Cthulhu, which in fact me and my team we are fans of. We are creating the game which allows player to immerse with the we are creating the game which allows player to immerse with mystery and unknown. As I said, it is the mixture of the riddle and horror. It is a major story of the initially unknown man who appears in the strange and hostile place. And as the story develops, we will discover more and more about ourselves. It is worth to mention that we don't pursue in our game the photorealistic graphic. In fact, instead of, we used more cartoonish, cel-shading art, which allows us to create a more dark, more inspiring world. And on the overall, it worked much better for us. Just before we show the trailer, I think the most interesting thing in our presentation. As we said, we are from a Game Dev Student Association. Without it, we wouldn't make this game. Okay. So as you can see, we are much better game developers than speakers. We just show this short movie because we don't have ready gameplay, as there are still many mechanics that we would like to just implement it. But more feature, more interactive game animations, and most important, the story are coming. So in the end, I would like to say that we are really grateful that we can represent ourselves. And if you would like to ask us any questions, please do after the presentation. And if you want to contact us, this is the email to our group. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I would like just to announce that the high definition will be a special DLC feature. Look forward for this. As a final point, I would like to invite everyone who took the stage today again, so we could take a common picture. So you'll have a chance to see all the speakers again. Okay, and everyone can just give a last pause of applause to the future game developers, and thank you for the attention.